How are you
Hi.
today?
Yeah, I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing very well also, thank you. And my name is Charlie. What's your name?
My name is Rakibul Islam. It's nice to meet you, Charlie.
Nice to meet you too. You said Rakim?
Rakib.
Rakim. Okay, it's excellent. It's a pleasure to be here with you today. And where are you from, Rakim?
I'm from Bangladesh. And what about you?
Bangladesh? Oh, excellent. I'm from the United States, from Arizona. I was born there and I grew up there. And I also lived in Florida for a while. And when I finished with the university, I moved here to Mexico for work as an English teacher. And I've been here working as an English teacher ever since.
So you are living Mexico right now?
Yeah, currently I'm in Mexico, but it's not too far away. It's just right across the border. I'm about 6 hours from Arizona, which is the border is next to California. Okay, well, Mexico is a country that borders the United States, but there's also a state called New Mexico.
Yeah, New Mexico. I was heard about that New Mexico is a state of America.
Yeah, so the bottom states is California, Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas. That's what makes the southern border with Mexico, and they call that the Southwest. And there's a lot of desert region, cactus and desert, but there's also lots of mountains and valleys and canyons, and also. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I heard about the Mexico's New Mexico exactly. I must say. So,
yeah, it's beautiful. Well, so tell me about yourself. Are you in the university? Are you studying, or have you graduated already?
Yeah, I have chance. I guess it's 3 weeks before.
3 weeks ago.
Yeah, 3 weeks before. So I have been practicing my English since 2016, just by myself. I don't have any partner to speak with. So that's why I have on CAMBLY right now to practice my English a little bit to just to test myself that how am I sounding with a native speaker. Exactly, am I being able to speak with the native speaker? That's what I'm exactly trying to do here. So it's really, I'm going to need your help for that because I don't know much about the grammar. I don't really focus too much on grammar from the very earlier in my learning career. So if I ask you some questions about the learning process, a complete learning process, would you mind telling me something about from the very beginning to end, where should I start learning English as a beginner? It's not about myself. I must tell you that I'm working on YouTube channels called Simple English, and I am trying to help my friends to learn something better because in Bangladesh we are not really popular we are not really good at English in Bangladesh. We don't have any foreign speakers in Bangladesh. That's why we are not practicing our English with friends because we are only speaking in Bangla. So it's hard to find some of the speaker on English. So that's why I am trying to inspire them that I can communicate with some of the teachers on CAMBLY. So you can do it as well. So something like that. So if I ask you something about the complete process, where should I start with? Like the vocabulary, the speaking, listening, reading, writing, pronunciations, grammar, vocabulary. So what would be your advice to learn in a better way, like a well-designed method? So I have been asking you many questions. Please continue answering, if you don't mind, obviously.
So, sure thing. Well, let me just get started by saying the most effective method that I've seen for teaching English is conversational. Most of if it's an hour class or like a 2-hour class, a couple of times a week, it's really important that the student spends as much time speaking and practicing the different topics. Now, I'm not saying that you have to just have like an open conversation. No, you have to look at the grammar, you have to look at the vocabulary, but during those times, you have to get the student to really do the most of the speaking. Participation is fundamental. And then starting off, you always want to start with the basics, the basic conversation principles. introductions, greetings, presentations, or like personal, food, restaurants, traveling, all the basic. You want to make sure you have, yeah, and you want to do that mostly focus on speaking and listening. That's where you start with. You don't really focus on grammar until you can actually start have the basic minimum, communication. Once you have the basic, kind of already mastered, you can start expanding onto that with folks showing the difference in the grammar, like mostly verb tense, like passive and active voice is really important because it's such a big part. And, there's 9 grammar tenses, or 12 actually.
There is 12. Certainly learn 7, the very basic as a basic English tenses.
Yeah, exactly. And for each one of those grammar tenses, you have the active form and the passive form, and so and so that's, you want to start with that. And then also parts of speech, explain the difference between the adjectives and the adverbs, going through, and then just little by little, and then constant reviewing. When you see something in the next week, go back and practice it, so you're always going back on something and reviewing it. So as not only are you seeing new material, but you're reinforcing other, what you've already learned. And the most important factor when it comes to a student's progress is going to be time. Time dedicated to studying, and it's not just about the hour or 2 in the class. They have to be listening to material. They have to be reading. Reading is the most fundamental way to get new vocabulary. Yeah, for new vocabulary, to understand like phrasal verbs and yeah, exactly. And so that's and every student is different. So some student and most students already have like the fundamental. So you want to do the first thing you want to do is the assessment, and to see what the strengths and what the weaknesses are. So for example, like what I've heard with you already have a very high usage, from grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation. So yes, you have a very. The only thing I would practice on is a little bit of the accent. Is a little bit heavy, but with just a little bit of focus, that would, you can change that. And
can I ask you one question about the pronunciations? I just want to know how can I improve my pronunciation? I've been trying from the 2017 to gain my accent, but it has been hard for me to
improve the accent, right?
So where should I begin with starting learning pronunciations? How can I get an accent first?
So with the accent, it's not so much the pronunciation, and the accent is a little bit different. The pronunciation is actually how you make the sounds, but the accent is like the I don't know. It's very difficult to explain because each speaker, like native speaker of one language, will have a very similar accent in a different language. Like, for example, if a Spanish speaker, all Spanish speakers have a specific accent because it's the regular sounds of that language they're used to making those sounds, and now with the different sounds, it affects the pronunciation. But with the accent, you just have to really be conscious and try to like change. Like actually change the sound. Like if you were imitating like a voice, from like an actor or something like, you can change your accent, but it takes you just have to be constantly conscious about how you're sounding. There's other people can change their voices very easily, or their pronunciation. Like if I wanted to talk like an Italian or something, and I have the accent that the sound is making from the voice. And then, if you wanted to speak into it, you can focus on the sound, and it would make, but you just have to constantly be conscious about it when it's talking about the accent.
Focus on the specific accent first. Like I have to imitate someone. I have to copy someone.
Yeah, imitation, exactly. That would be a good step for the accent. Listen to a popular voice or someone that you like, and just kind of start mimicking their how they talk, how they sound. So yeah, it sounds like you're working on a pretty great project. I would love to help you with whatever. I have like all kinds of material, lessons that I've, my own personal notes that I've accumulated over my career as a teacher. And yeah, if you wanted any recommendations, I'm here anytime. You guys can just feel free to ask, or I'll be happy to help with anything.
Okay, if I ask you something about the materials that you have, you were already saying. So how can I get that materials if I want to?
Well, I can here on CAMBLY. There's a messaging platform. I can send you a message and send you attachments. They're like RTFs, which is the WordPad documents.
Yes.
And they're just
very helpful if you send me those documents to me, because I have been working hard to find out some of the materials that I need to create a good content for my friends, for my country peoples, because I want to teach them, because I have been suffering a lot when I learned English from 2016, because I haven't got any particular mentors, I should say trainer, who helped me with the grammar, with pronunciations, with something. Because all I have learned by myself, I have found one particular methods that I have personally followed, like this way, that I have selected one particular topics, and I have found some vocabularies on particular topics. Then I have.
No. I'm listening. I'm listening to what you were talking about. The topics.
Yeah,
I think it froze for a second.
Sorry about that. So I have particular topics, and then I have been learn vocabulary on those topics. After that, I have watched listening on at the same topic. I have searched on internet, on YouTube, and then I have learned. I have read some of the articles on that specific topics, and in this way. English. So this is how I learned English, because there was no trainer for me in those years. So if you help me by sending those documents to me, I think it would be helpful for me and for my friends as well.
Okay, perfect. Look, I can show you just an example of one of them right now. I just opened it for you, and I'll put it on the screen. So this is the grammar review, and it's of each grammar tense, the present simple, the situation or definition of when to use it, the actual formula, subject, verb, S, with the little annotation here, and then examples, and that goes for simple, progressive, past simple, past progressive, future simple, all the base verbs, and then also used to, would, going to passive voice. And then an example from active to passive, because you can apply the passive voice to any one of the grammar tense. There's a complete structure for that. And then we have the going to plus verb. I'm going to do something, or I was going to do it if it was canceled. So that has a. Yes, exactly.
I've been reading these structure from the very beginning, like 70 to 80 structure like that, going to able to something like that, and I've been pretty good at those, because when I got one particular structure, then I have to make at least 30 to 40 sentences on that particular structure using lots of YouTube, lots of activities.
But stacks? What do you mean stacks?
Patterns, that language, like the going to.
Okay, yeah, the formula using that okay. Oh yeah, excellent. Yeah, it's a really good.
That's why I have read all the things that I've learned in the past, because I think this is the best way to practice English.
Yeah, repetition, definitely. The more that you see something and the more you practice it, the better you're going to be when you need to use it. I totally agree. Well, we have about 20 seconds.
Yeah. It's not much time left, so it was really nice talking to you, Charlie. And please, would you mind send me those texts in my message, so I can download? Can I download those texts if you send me?
Yeah, you can download them right onto your device or to your computer, and then you can have them available to review. Okay. Well, it was a pleasure.
Thank you so much
nice to be here with.
For your help. Yeah.